Good evening. My name is Scott Giesler. I have to start off with some unfortunate news. Unfortunately, our normal MC, Neil Patrick Harris, couldn't make it this evening. I sense a palpable disappointment in the crowd, but don't worry, because Grady Charland will be doing a musical number at the end of the evening. Yes. Yep. Classic Grady Charland. Okay, so before we get going, I'd just like to thank a few people that made the night possible. For starters, of course, I'd like to thank all of our presenters this evening. Thank you very much for putting these awards together and coming out and doing this evening. A big thank you to Mr. Famulari, Ms. Neeler, and Ms. Sheffer for organizing this big evening. And then, of course, to all you, the parents, we thank you for bringing these students to us. And they're absolutely wonderful students. They are a joy to work with, and we thank you all for coming out this evening. Just a few quick notes of things that are coming up later in the month and into the next month, as we're almost already in June. Next Thursday, we will have the Scholarship Awards. Friday night will be the Senior Banquet. And if you're looking for any of the dates further into the month of June, you can find those on the district and school websites. Just a quick note to our presenters, there is a paper version of our program up here, probably the one and only. We're going to ask, in order to keep the evening moving forward so we can get to Grady's musical number faster, that when you come up here, when you get done with your department awards, please just take a look down to the program and announce the next department up here so we can kind of keep passing along, and don't take the program with you. So having said that, we're going to get things going with the Technology Education Awards.
I'm Jim Sittimer, and I am going to present the award for our robotics class, which this year goes to Nate Demain. Nate, come on up. Nate took my class this fall as a junior, and I had a lot of underclassmen in the class, and Nate took it upon himself to help these kids learn CAD and just the design process. And it was something else to watch. I didn't ask him to do it, but like inspiring these younger kids to get interested in engineering and technology was something else. As a result of that, and just several other examples of what I saw Nate do this fall, he was nominated by his class to be our Dean's List nominee. And he was one of 2 winners in the state of New Hampshire and went on to the World Championships in Houston, Texas, just a few weeks ago. So, we're going to couple things for you. So first of all, I know it's a Merry Christmas bag. It's got a little tape on it. Don't worry about it.
Duct tape and zip ties.
We're very proud of you.
So I'm Chris Nelson. I teach the technology classes here at the high school. The first award I'm going to present is the Architectural Drafting Award. So in this class is designed to give students the ability to design floor plans for buildings and give them a photorealistic appearance using some of the programs that we have to offer. For this specific class, I like to switch it up a little bit. And I have them working on a good mixture of some detail-oriented projects as well as some really big projects to test their time management skills. The skills that this student was able to pick up on his own was outstanding. Little guidance was needed to give the student due to his independence that he possessed. This student also took on a small leadership role for his peers, helping whenever need be while learning much more in the teaching process. From designing a little cottage in the middle of the woods to creating a beautiful modern forest retreat, this Architectural Drafting Award goes to Alex Cronin. All right, we'll make sure we get that to him. All right. So, the next award is the Technical Drawing Award. So for this class, the students are tasked to create 3D models to solve problems and have the ability to use them to be able to create them on machines like 3D printers, laser engravers, CNC machines, so on and so forth. This particular student came in very hesitant and had, for what I would like to call, a little hatred for computers. But as time went on, this student eased into it, and before you know it, they were asking for not only more to do, but also wanting to help me out with some other little things along the way. The aspiration to want to do more, the creativity and problem-solving skills that students possess is what every person should aspire to have. This technical drawing award goes to Kendall West. It was funny, throughout the week she kept saying, like, I wonder who's going to be getting the award. I'm like, I don't know, it beats me. So now for the technology award. For this one, I'd like Ben Livy to come on up here. Awesome. So this award is a special award that typically goes to a senior that has taken a lot of these technology classes throughout their high school career and has a love for technology as a whole. Ben has blown me away year to year with every class that I teach. In architectural drafting, this student spent not days, not weeks, but months on one project, taking it far beyond my expectations. Should be able to see up there, right? All made from scratch and everything. This is kind of like the time management skill one. So he worked on perfecting the whole development, creating traffic circles and intersections all from scratch. Then, in tech drawing, the other class that I teach, Ben did not mind stepping in doing favors for others around the school. I know I will not be the only one to miss you here at Kingswood. Wish him luck as he furthers his education in architecture. All right, so next up is Family and Consumer Science Department Award.
Before I get started with my awards, I have to do an extra shout out to Nate Demain because he is also a Knights Against Hunger rock star, kind of the backbone of much of what we do. And also looking across that crowd, we have a lot of other really awesome Knights Against Hunger students, so just a little extra clap for them. So as I mentioned, I'm Amanda Logan. I'm the Family and Consumer Science teacher. I'll be presenting my own award, but I'll also be presenting the Health and Wellness Award. Mr. Landry could not be here tonight. And I will also be doing the Physical Education Awards. It seems last week's rain has thrown us a few curveballs for schedules. Ha ha ha, pun intended, people. So Mr. Walsh couldn't be here either. So I'd like to start with the Health Award. Mr. Landry asked me to present this award to an outstanding student in health education. This award highlights academic excellence in all aspects of health education, including mental, emotional, social, and physical health. This student is a very thorough and intellectual young woman. She often presents probing questions that go beyond the curriculum to complete her understanding of learned material. In the hallways, you can always find her smiling. She's friendly and a pleasure to be around in and out of the classroom. This year's award for Outstanding Student in Health Education goes to Beth Gardner. The Physical Education Department is excited to present an award to two outstanding students who exemplify the values of sportsmanship, teamwork, and respect for their peers within the physical education classes. Their positive attitudes and relentless work ethic are contagious and inspire other students. May this recognition remind them of the positive influence they have had within their PE classes and amongst their peers. This year's Physical Education Awards go to Hayden Eastman and Joseph Basco. Science. This year I'm honored to present the Family and Consumer Science Award to a student that not only has excelled in their academics, but is a kind and generous peer, a student who embodies the mission of FCS education of strengthening the well-being of individuals and families. I could always count on the student to do high-quality work and to dig into thinking about other people's perspective, always looking to understand the way the world works just a little bit more. I could count on them to know what peers needed to be successful, and they were willing to share that information so that the class as a whole could really thrive in a lab-based environment. That's super important. So outside of the classroom, they could also be counted on to ensure that Knights Against Hunger activities, well, being here, sorry guys, were carried out, and to jump in on any tasks needed to support their peers in need. So this year's Family and Consumer Sciences Award goes to a very deserving recipient, Kylie Raposa. And now I will turn it over to the Business and Information Technology Department.
Good evening. You guys were lucky enough to be here last year. I think I opened up with a joke. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I'm going to do it again. Why not? My name's Joe Farragut. I'm the department head for the business department. Why did the Scarecrow receive an award? He was outstanding in his field. Hey, this is the day in the life of the classroom as well, right? We got to get engagement, got to get hooked early, and that's what's going on. So I'm one of three for our department, Mrs. Stacy Long and Mr. Doug Ball, and we teach a variety of classes from accounting, office software applications, personal finance, which is one of New Hampshire's most long overdue now graduation requirements for the state, entrepreneurship, and graphic design. We try to equip the students with real-world applications and projects that get them ready either for college or if they're going into the workforce, whatever that next step is. And I think we do a great job. So I got 2 awards. We got the Business Excellence Award. This first student, someone who we're talking to his department, they've taken all of our classes, and they've just done more than being enrolled. A lot of times we get students who come in there, and today I actually had a girl talk about, why are we on computers? I thought we were doing a personal finance class. I said, oh, this is a tool for us to do personal finance. So we had some students that kind of show up and they just wonder why they're there. This student took advantage of every opportunity when he was there. I remember getting into some conversations in practical law over some of the cases, entrepreneurship, questioning how he's going to execute his cheese and cigar shop if that ever goes into existence. But all around, someone who was willing to take a risk, someone who's willing to ask questions and actually be a student. And we appreciate that as a department. This year's award recipient is Isaac Carr. Of course, I say all about showing up. He's not here, so I'm going to give him that later on. Must be end of May. All right, we also have another award for the Graphic Design Award. Now, graphic design used to be ABOS. Maybe some parents who are alumni here, and that class is morphed over the years, but one of our main driving publications in there is the Kingswood Yearbook, which should be here in time for senior banquet next week. Don't want to make any promises I'll break, but it should be here. This student has, we've seen him evolve from more than just a student in graphic design. He's also a member of FBLA. He's come out of his shell. He's trying to take on leadership responsibilities and just branch out, meet new people. He's a very committed individual to his work. He's trying to help others, and he really pays attention to detail. And he, along with Beth Gardner, who was mentioned earlier, who got an award, came up with this year's cover for the yearbook. So when the yearbook comes in, you'll see that was designed by those 2 students. So our Outstanding Graphic Design Award goes to William Blake. like we got the music department and Mr. Bobby Burns coming up next.
Greetings. We also are joined by our new chorus teacher, Mrs. Jennifer Willett.
Good evening. I'm here to present the Choral Award this evening. And when asked to pick a senior to receive the Choral Award tonight, the first name I thought of course, was Caitlin Cooper. The fact that she got it last year does not surprise me at all. Caitlin is not just a talented singer. We have all heard her talent presented on this stage and know the hole that she will leave with her graduation. Getting this award again shows even more than her talent. It shows her passion and dedication to this art of music making. Caitlin is a person who is so giving of her talents and a true artist. I cannot wait to hear how much more you tackle as you enter Berklee College of Music. Congratulations, Caitlin Cooper.
Moving on, we have 5 awards, so we're going to keep the tempo up. Yeah. Carrying on, pop quiz kids, you're supposed to be the smart ones. Who was the highest paid member of John Philip Sousa's band? The bass drummer. Who said that? You get a Snickers. The thing about band is that it's a society in miniature, and everybody has a role, and everybody is very important, even the bass drummer. This person was the highest paid member of the band in John Philip Sousa's day. He probably made tens of dollars. This award, called the Patrick S. Gilmore Award, is given to a student who doesn't necessarily get every solo or sits first chair, though this person does do solos and gets first chair, but just a person that is kind of like what I like to refer to as the straw that stirs the drink. You have chocolate syrup, you have milk, but without a straw, you don't have chocolate milk. And Lila Murray just makes so many moments way more fun, way more musical, and she has brought a certain je ne sais quoi to band. So we're going to give this award to her very deep and abiding dedication, contributions to the band. Never mind all the jokes, and this student is involved with all state auditions and jazz band and concert band, never misses a gig. Put your hands together for Lila Murray. Carrying on. With the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. If you look out in this section of the building, it's the music wing, and you can see this very large, amazing mural of Louis Armstrong. And next to that is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Awards, and we give this to the strongest jazz musician every single year. It can only go to one student. This student happens to be the best jazz trombone player in the state. Ranked #1 score for Jazz All-State. He is intensely talented. He works very, very hard at his instrument and his craft. He plays trombone, piano, accordion, and like 11 other things. So please put your hands together for Malcolm Clark. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And he makes very good waffles. He makes very good waffles. Carrying on with the John Philip Sousa Award. This is an award that generally goes to a senior, usually a senior that has risen to a leadership role, that just has this sort of like buy-in with the band and just is able to anticipate problems, very motivated leader, intrinsically involved with band. And there can only be one who gets this award this year, and his name is Hunter Burbank. Bunter! And I believe we're on our last award. Quincy Jones is an all-around Jedi master musician. He can play classical and jazz. He composes. He produces music. He discovered a lot of artists. He grew up and got trumpet lessons from Miles Davis. He knows Ray Charles. He produced the biggest album of all time, Thriller. So Quincy Jones is one of the all-around most widely recognized musicians of any stripe in American history. And every year we give out the Quincy Jones Award to the student who just demonstrates this all-around musicianship. This student has taken every class I teach, been in band and chorus all 4 years, does jazz band, does theater, has been involved with all kinds of extracurricular activities, and has had a smile on her face every single day. So please put your hands together again for Caitlin Cooper. Now she has 2 mugs. Yay! Thank you so much. We're going to invite, we've already done, oh yes, we're going to invite Mrs. Livernoise and Mrs. Smith up for the Art Department Awards.
Good evening. My name is Christy Smith. I'm here with Tressa Livernoise and Mary Ellen Bridges, and we're here to present the Art Awards this evening. We're going to start with Mrs. Bridges.
Good evening. This student, I'm doing the most enthusiastic student this year. I teach photography, computer, visual design classes. This award celebrates not just talent, but passion. The kind of energy that lights up a classroom, inspires others, and reminds us why creativity matters. Caitlin, below, but I just said it wrong, and I asked her today, how do you say your name? Bolia. Bolia? Bolia? You should see how it's spelled. I mean, you know. In all fairness, you should see how it's spelled. Come here. Caitlin has shown. Seriously. Caitlin has shown an unwavering curiosity and joy for the art of photography, whether behind the lens or sharing ideas in the classroom. She has brought such heart, dedication, and a genuine love for capturing the world through her camera. You get the work done. You do.
So, Mrs. Livernoise and I have the pleasure of presenting our 2 AP Art Awards this evening to 2 of our AP Art students. The students in our year-long AP Art class are required to experiment, plan, and make multiple works of art that explore personally meaningful themes and ideas. To complete the AP Drawing Studio exam for the College Board, our students submitted 20 images of their artworks, plus written commentary earlier this month. The rigor of the AP Art class requires them to be creative thinkers, use high-level problem-solving skills, and persevere through frustration to successfully complete their projects over and over again. These skills are necessary throughout life, no matter what path we take. Mrs. Livernoise will be presenting our first award.
Good evening. Our first AP Art Award this evening is for Most Artistic Growth, and it goes to Lacey Arno. You can stay here. Yeah, let's hear all about you, just like you didn't want. Yeah. Lacey is one of those rare students who managed to take every art class our department has to offer. This semester, she spent every block in the art department except for one. She is obviously committed to her art practice. She has a willingness to learn and push herself to be the best that she can be. She's a creative soul who excels in all areas of art, but loves to paint images close to her heart, including her pets and younger siblings. Lucy began her sustained investigation by exploring painting animals in imaginary settings. She soon realized that incorporating an actual environment into her work created more of a believable painting with more depth and interest. She chose to portray her own animals in order to express the peace and comfort that they bring to her. Each piece that she created brought new insight as to where she wanted to go next. It was exciting to watch her journey unfold. She was unsure what each change would bring, but embraced the discomfort in order to learn. She has developed so much confidence from this experience and learned to trust herself and her decisions. We are so proud of how far she has come and know that she will continue her artistic journey in the future. Lacey's planning to attend Great Bay College to study to be a vet tech and possibly a vet after that, most likely, I'm guessing, due to her love of animals, but I'm certain that you can still contact her for a commissioned pet portrait. Congratulations, Lacey, our 2025 recipient for Most Artistic Growth.
Okay, I'm not going to make our next recipient stand up unless she wants to, but she can wait till the end if she wants. Our second AP Art Award is for Excellence in Art, and it goes to Matilda Bellington. Matilda, oh yeah, she's coming up, all right. Matilda has consistently and remarkably met the goals of the AP Art class throughout the entire school year. Her understanding of proportion, her ability to really see details that most students miss, and her technical control of her art materials have allowed her to create drawings and paintings that are beautifully photorealistic. You can see it here. In January, Matilda's art skills were recognized by the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers as she independently submitted 2 of her paintings to the New Hampshire Scholastic Art Awards contest and earned Silver Key and Honorable Mention awards. I am going to do a little side shout out to Samantha Petit for this as well, because she also independently submitted a portfolio and received an honorable mention. So good job to Samantha too. Matilda's paintings and drawings have moved beyond just replicating a photo, which is difficult enough. She's creating personal, thought-provoking, inspirational art. Matilda has been an active participant in our class critiques, has learned the value of time management and why it's important to try new things. As she stated herself in her, we asked the students to give words of wisdom to next year's AP Art students, and this was one of the statements she put in there, is you'll never know what you'll love to do if you never try it in the first place. I loved that, because we're always trying to encourage our students to try something new, not just do what you're comfortable with. So to just be like, you'll never know what you're gonna love if you never try it. I loved that. That was awesome. I have thoroughly enjoyed working with Matilda this year, and I'm very proud of the work she has accomplished and the life lessons she has learned. She has tremendous potential to be an amazing art teacher as she heads off to the University of New Hampshire next fall to study art education. Congratulations, Matilda Bellington, our 2025 recipient of the Excellence in Art Award. We're going to jump past the PE awards since they've already been given and go right into the English department with Ms. Straz.
Good evening. I am Sarah Straz. I'm an English teacher at the high school and also academic coordinator. And as any teacher can tell you, every day we see students raise their hands, raise questions, raise important ideas, raise our blood pressure from time to time. I see. And sometimes we encounter students who raise the bar, both academically and interpersonally. And tonight I have the honor of celebrating 7 of those students who are just knocking it out of the park in their respective English classes. So we have 7 awards. Our first award is the St. Lawrence Book Award. This honors a student who demonstrates academic success while also bettering the community and fostering an inclusive environment. This year's recipient is truly an old soul. I first met him in my freshman English class, and he came in carrying a very dog-eared copy of the Odyssey. This year in AP Lang, he brought not only his worldly prowess and his intellect, but also, I would say, just a really open heart and open mind. He embodies academic excellence, impeccable character, and he is a very likable human. This year, the St. Lawrence Book Award goes to Nelson Edwards. speaking of old souls, Mr. Struble shared some words about our second junior who will be awarded the St. Michael's College Book Award. The St. Michael's Award is designed for students who exhibit both academic and altruistic excellence. Mr. Struble described tonight's recipient as a meticulous student who writes extremely well and frequently finds perspectives on literary works which elude others. His command of the English language is exceptional, and his ability both to recognize and articulate the nuances of complex literature are among the best he has ever seen in a student of his age. He is a true scholar in every sense of the term. Congratulations to William Blake. Okay, now we're going to talk about some seniors. So, 2 seniors have earned this year's Excellence in English Award. First, a senior who inspired these words from Miss Braley. This student is an excellent scholar, bright, conscientious, and driven to achieve her best. But she's also the kind of student who quietly helps other people shine. This is what sets her apart. Her peers respect and value her feedback, both in the classroom and on the ice, because she offers it with grace. This young woman recently shared that she hopes to become a high school English teacher. With her compassion and English skills, those kids will be lucky to have her. I would like to echo Miss Braley's sentiments in acknowledging the talented, hardworking Jenny Baldwin. Our second Excellence in English Award goes to a senior who is described by Mrs. Famulari as the type of student that every teacher wants to have. She continuously goes above and beyond her assessments. Her projects in particular are ones that teachers hold on to as exemplars of spectacular work. When it comes to writing, this student's thought process is comprehensive and analytical. The inferences that she makes and the connections that she builds between characters and authors alike are beyond her years. Congratulations to Riley Levesque. I would also like to recognize one senior for our Outstanding Advancement Award. This award honors students who have demonstrated considerable growth over the course of their careers. This student has been described by 2 teachers, Miss Braley and Mrs. Pham, as kind and attentive. He does a great job of rising above the mayhem to help the class stay focused. As a senior, this student has been a quiet leader in class. He does not necessarily enjoy the spotlight, but when called upon to offer insight, he never shies away. And more often than not, his commentary would be thought-provoking and rich. This student was very rarely absent, but when he was, it was felt by all. Our class was complete because he was a part of it. Congratulations on your outstanding achievement, Landon Tedesco. Lastly, I'm going to present an award to 2 students who achieved a perfect score on 5 on both the AP Language and Composition and AP World History exams. What these 2 students accomplished is truly remarkable. I have some numbers. I'm not a numbers girl, so I had to really write it down. Over 300,000 students took the AP World History exam in 2024, and only 10% earned a 5. Over 450,000 took the AP Lang exam, and only 12% earned a 5. Earning a perfect score on both in the same year easily places these 2 scholars as the top 5% of our country. On behalf of the English department and Miss Marita Carmo, I'm thrilled to present our AP Global Perspectives Awards to Jenner Zhuang and Oliver Kolodner. And it's my job to introduce Mr. Myers, who I understand is going to be joining Mr. Charland as a duet at the end of the ceremony tonight. I'm presenting the Social Studies Award.
I hope Ms. Strauss knows she just lost another friend. So I'm going to be giving the awards to 7 of them for the Social Studies Department. We meet as a department, we have discussion, we talk, and then once we decide who the recipient is, each of those teachers writes up a description of why that individual is getting the award. So the first award is for outstanding effort in social studies. And this was a nominee by Mr. Joy, and described this student as someone who stuck out this year as a student that was always in school and cared about assignments and projects that we were doing every day. His dedication and strong work ethic were unmatched in the class. He was often the model for students to follow when it came time to get serious about classwork, research, and studying for exams. His outstanding effort, curiosity, and dedication paid off with outstanding results. And Mr. Joy writes, "Well done, Peter." So the recipient this year is Peter Prentice. Our next award is a World History Award, and the nominee this year came from Ms. Kelleher, so most of these are her words. This student is a leader and a positive force in his world history class. He approaches history with a natural curiosity, seeking answers that provide a wide scope and multiple perspectives. He brings to the table an impressive work ethic that includes a creative and original approach during class discussions and on all assignments. He demonstrates his historical knowledge with a cleverness that clearly demonstrates his aptitude for the subject. And I just got to throw in one more very important point. He had a PR this year in the mile of a 5:47 as a freshman, and I was very impressed with Jonathan Bronson. Our next award is for American Government, and I believe this student is in Miss Jenna Roy's class. This student approaches every assignment with thoughtfulness and meticulous attention to detail. She consistently asked insightful questions and actively sought out opportunities to deepen her understanding. She displayed genuine kindness and compassion when engaging in discussions about contemporary government issues. She exemplifies both academic excellence and empathetic citizenship, making her a standout student in every way. And this student is Beth Gardner. Our next award is the Excellence in United States History. And even though it's my last year, it's not one of the students I taught. So, but he was a student in my current issues class, so I feel a little bit, represented here. He brings a vibrant energy to the classroom, always curious, always engaged. He is a talented writer and a creative thinker, producing exceptional projects that showcase both depth and originality. He demonstrates a strong sense of civic responsibility and treats everyone with kindness and respect. His positive attitude and thoughtful contributions consistently elevated class discussions. He is a joy to have in class, which I can say so as well, and is clearly destined to make a meaningful impact wherever he goes. He also served as the Speaker of the House at Youth and Government this year, which was an impressive achievement. The Excellence in United States History Award goes to Evan Thurston. All right, our next award is the AP World History Award. Mrs. Carmel describes this student as intellectually curiosity, hard work, and dedication to excellence, deep, wide-ranging historical knowledge that he builds through close reading of sources, global perspective-taking inquiry. Incisive, analytical historical writer who crafts compelling argumentation that integrates the vast scale and scope of world history with the details and nuances of individual lives and experiences. This year's World AP History Award goes to Malcolm Clark. The next award is for the Current Issues and Political Awareness Award. This student has shown an exceptional interest and mastery of social studies throughout all 4 years. Matter of fact, throughout my time over the last 4 years, I think he's gotten several different of these social studies awards. During class discussion in our Current Issues class, he expertly supported his views with clear reasoning, factual information, and confidence. Whether we were discussing the 2024 election, the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, the rise of authoritarianism, healthcare, income inequality, or the economic impact of high tariffs. He had a strong knowledge of every one of those topics. He shows a willingness to take on every topic and/or issue on its own merit with perspectives that considered both historical context as well as the human perspective to shape his view. I often teased him throughout the course this semester, or last semester, that we were co-teaching the class due to his strong base of knowledge as well as his willingness to engage on every issue. This award goes to Oliver Cullen. Our last award is the 4-year Social Studies Award. Always a tough one. We've had a lot of great kids, smart kids, involved students come through the Social Studies program, but after 4 years, the person that not only achieved academically, but also had a passion for social studies is the individual that we usually lean toward. So I was thrilled this year with the recipient that we chose. She has wide-ranging democratic participation, integral member of Knights Against Hunger, class leader in construction of the James Foley Legacy Exhibit 2025, compassionate, bright, curious, engaged, and just an exceptional kid. And this award goes to Stella Lind. I'd next like to introduce my colleague and friend, Mr. Fuller of the Science Department.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. It's a pleasure to be here tonight to recognize 8 outstanding scientists, future scientists, and we're going to start with the Chemistry Award. It's with immense pleasure that the Science Department recognizes this exceptional young woman for her outstanding achievement in chemistry. Her dedication and curiosity led Mrs. Burnham selecting her for this award. She was a leader in her class and has a bright future ahead of her. This award is a testament to her hard work and talent, but also reflects her unwavering commitment to excellence. When the problems became more difficult in chemistry, this student continued to push through and was willing to assist her fellow classmates as well. Mrs. Burnham has no doubt she will continue to achieve great things and will continue to make a positive difference at Kingswood and beyond. The Chemistry Award goes to Adele Harrington. This student might be best known for making big saves on the ice. Interestingly, during games, he can often be seen explaining the unique properties of water that allow life to exist on Earth, including the molecular reason why ice is less dense as a solid. Each day in class, he brought his A game, asking questions and providing thoughtful answers. His work was complete and accurate. He was motivated to learn all he could and was able to grasp complex processes such as protein synthesis, cell energetics, and evolution. It is my pleasure to recognize Jacob Dubuque with the 2025 Biology Award. All right, we are on to the Physical Science Award. Mr. Keaton writes about this year's Physical Science Award winner that he did a great job in class. More importantly, he not only wanted to know the answers, he wanted to know the reason behind those answers. He was always willing to raise his hand and answer questions. He brought up great points. If he had a mistake on an assessment, he was the first to come up and ask why. He went above and beyond on every assignment. This year's Physical Science Award goes to Jacob Pinard. Anatomy and physiology. In anatomy and physiology, a certain amount of dedication is required to be successful. The person received this award is certainly dedicated to the topic at hand. Regularly during class, she is focused on her work and ensuring her assignments are done well. In the lab, she works hard to get the most out of her observations and has work of a high quality. She is not outspoken, but is very engaged and a serious learner in class of driven individuals. This student is not afraid to ask questions to make certain she has a strong understanding of the complex biological processes and many vocabulary terms that were thrown at her. Instead of complaining when Mrs. Fuller discussed practicals that are coming up or yet another set of steps to learn, this student buckles down, works hard, despite carrying a heavy course load in addition to this class. It is this quiet confidence, the desire to learn, and the dedication to her study that I happily award Olivia Blaney the Human Anatomy and Physiology Award. All right, we are on to environmental science. When choosing a student to receive the Environmental Science Award, academics play a part. However, other aspects of how the student views the world around them also play a part. This year's recipient certainly meets anyone's academic expectations for the grades received. More impressive is their commitment to their education and desire to learn as much as possible to reach their full potential. However, this year, they were not alone in this approach to their education. In truth, Mr. Palmatier writes that he has never had a class with so many students who shared this attitude about learning. What makes the students stand out from their peers was the way they viewed the world around them and how they chose to interact with it as a result. Mr. Palmatier writes, "It has been a long time since I've had a student in high school who has retained that awe and wonder of the smallest things they run into every day. Whether it is the unexpected beauty of the coloring of a beetle's carapace, or the surprise of seeing a type of spider they have never seen before. So many of us lose the joy as we get older. It was a pleasure being reminded that if I just take time to look, I too could regain this way of experience the planet we live on." As a result of this way of interacting with their environment, this student naturally accepts the role of stewarding and protecting all the many facets of our planet. It is this response, perhaps more than anything else, that makes Emma Kornteved this year's recipient for the Environmental Science Award. We are now on to the Astronomy Award. The Astronomy Award is presented to a student who approaches each class with earnest enthusiasm. He is a willing worker who is unassuming in expansive knowledge of facts about the universe. He thrives when given research activities and helps others when needed. He regularly shares his observations of the night sky and brings valuable discussions to class. He's a hardworking student and recently revealed that he doesn't like surprises. So a quick congratulations to William Edwards for earning the Astronomy Award. The recipient of the Physics Award is a serious thinker. Throughout the course, he would dig into each topic with a genuine interest in problem solving. Always reflective about his learning, he would never hesitate to ask questions. He was respected and appreciated as a member of our classroom community, and is without a doubt, this deserving student will thrive in his future studies in engineering. Congratulations to Edward Evans for earning this year's award in physics. Now for our 4-year overall award winner. This year's 4-year overall science award winner goes to a student that displayed excellence in each science course that he took. Members of the department commented the student's work was always complete and to the highest quality, often prepared well ahead of the due date. A lot of greats make it look easy. Tom Brady in the last 2 minutes of game. I miss Tom Brady a lot. All right, Lindsey Sterling on the violin. You don't see the work behind the scenes, the hours of practice. And this is remarkable with this student, the work I think is hidden. A complete commitment to the value of practice was evident to all teachers and has resulted in one of, if not the strongest students I've had the pleasure of teaching in AP Biology. I personally enjoy his insights into biology, his polite sense of humor, and most importantly, the best penmanship I have ever read. You guys have a guess? Maybe. At night, when I'm on the couch grading AP essay questions, and this is true, I constantly interrupt my wife, who sits to my right, also grading essay questions, and hand over the essay. Like, you gotta read this essay. She reads it, annoyingly, I think, like, I've got my own work to do. She responds, and this is truth, will say, I miss him. I miss him, because she had the chance to teach him sophomore year. Followed by, that's an amazing essay. And lastly, his handwriting is so good. It is a great night when Jin's is the last paper that I grade before going to bed. Thank you, Jin, for your effort, drive to learn, and questions. We are proud to award Jin Zhuang the 4-year Science Award. All right, it is my pleasure to introduce my rival and nemesis, Ms. Neeler of the Math Department.
That's right, my AP scores are going to beat yours this year.
Not this year.
Oh, yes, they are.
Come on, Jin.
Come on, Jim! It's the same. We have the same kids. All right, the first person I would like to recognize has been known among his peers as the one to go to for math help. In addition to being the top performer in the classes he has been enrolled in, he has also made his mark by being the team top scorer and the league top scorer in the Lakes Region Math League. He placed first and second in the 2 times he competed in the Trig Star math competition. I have had the pleasure of teaching Jin AP Calculus. The AP exam is designed to be difficult, and for the first time in 20 years, I think there is a possibility for a Kingswood student to earn a perfect score. We won't know till July. Jin is so delightful in class because he is more than willing to help others and explain mathematical concepts in a way that helps them understand. I think Jin is the most requested seat partner for math class. Not only do I think he's a special math student, but MIT has offered him admission for the fall, and we could not be more proud to have an MIT-bound student. Congratulations, Jin Zhuang. He'll sign autographs later. The next recipient is someone I did not get the opportunity to have in class, so I will share what her teachers have said about her. And this is also a 4 years of excellence in mathematics. She is extremely intelligent and hardworking. She is a thoughtful student that is a deep thinker, asking questions that would help extend the class's understanding of concepts being taught. She is showing great promise as a statistician and created a very interesting project in statistics. She has been the top of her math class academically all 4 years. Please join me in congratulating Riley Stevens. The final award from the math department is not one that we award every year. We only give it out for years that we have a student who truly deserves it, and that is our Most Improved Math Student Award. This student started high school in one of our lower level classes and ended up in one of the highest level electives as a senior. Her Algebra 2 teacher writes, "She stood out as an engaged and dedicated student, demonstrating curiosity and a strong desire to fully understand each concept presented." Another teacher wrote, "She was a hard-working, stellar group member and patient student in geometry." Her beginning 9th grade algebra teacher writes, "She started participating more without any prompting and was a thoughtful leader in any group she was assigned to. She understood how important it is to explain, show, and defend one's answers when solving a mathematical problem." This teacher also continues, "Sarah is a wonderful and caring person and an exemplary student role model, as evidenced in her work ethic, attendance, listening skills, follow-through, and positive attitude. She wanted to move up to CTP as soon as she could and then on to an honors level in math soon thereafter. Super goal-oriented and worked hard to achieve her goals. We need more Sarahs in the world," this teacher writes, and that Sarah would be Sarah Lucas. All right, and next up is Mrs. Gary, Mrs. Kinatoa with the World Language Department Awards.
Good evening. My name is Julie Gary, and I am the Academic Coordinator and French teacher for the Department of World Languages here at Kingswood. I am joined by my colleague and Spanish teacher, Elisa Kinatoa. We would like to first recognize students who have earned the New Hampshire Seal of Biliteracy Award for this school year. This national award has been adopted by 49 other states across the country and is given by a school, district, or state in recognition of students who have studied and attained proficiency in 2 or more languages by high school graduation. Students who earn this designation will receive the state seal on their high school diploma and a state-issued award certificate. In addition, documentation of this accomplishment will be included on the student's official high school transcript, a distinction valued by prospective employers and institutions of higher education. This year, the state decided to award 2 levels: gold with a composite score of 6, demonstrating intermediate high proficiency, and silver with a composite score of 5, demonstrating intermediate mid proficiency.
First, we would like to recognize the juniors who received this award this school year, the Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish. If you could please stand at your seat to be recognized when your name is called, and know that you'll receive your cord and your certificate your senior year once you've completed your English requirement. Audience, could you please hold your applause until all the names are called? So first we have our silver recipients, which will be Allison Doherty, Brendan McPhee, Gianna Santangelo, Audrey Wood, Vega Johnson, Jordan Martineau, Kendall Oliver, Anya Polini, and Thomas Bronson. Okay, those are our silver. So an applause. Okay, and then our juniors who have qualified for gold, Serafin Agramonte, Michael House, Cooper McCourt, Oliver Noel, and Bryce Sandlin. Okay. Now, I am pleased to announce that we have an impressive list of Spanish seniors who made this accomplishment. Please hold your applause until all the names have been read. And students, please come to the front to get your certificate and your cord to wear at graduation. The seals will be put on your diplomas, which you'll see at graduation. So first we have our seniors who earned the Silver Award. Lily Duque, Sierra Rose, Cormac Welsh, Jinner Schwang, Matt Oliveira, Alex Small, Morgan Spritz,
Riley Levesque, Brad Tuttle, Calvin Sant, Jalen Levering, and Clay Davis. And now for our seniors who earned the Gold Award, we have Caitlin Bolio, Nora Brown, Isabella Bush, Evan Harrington, Sam Kennison, Oliver Kolodner, Addison Lawler, Liam Moore, Sebastian Roberts, Caden Lang, and Brian Johnson. Okay, and now I'll turn it back over to Ms. Gary for our French awards.
And for the Seal of Biliteracy for our French students, I am pleased to announce the following silver seals to Avery Gregory, Riley Stevens, Samantha Petit, and Sophia Baca. Our next award is for Academic Excellence in French. This student's sincere interest in the French language has resulted in an impressive 5th year at the honors level. Beginning her study in level 1 here at Kingswood Regional, she consistently demonstrated a passion for the language and culture. In addition, she is constantly seeking to better her language proficiency in all communicative areas. She was an active participant on our school trip to Quebec City, Canada, and most recently, she fully immersed herself in France, interacting with everyone she met with at ease. At times, she could be seen encouraging and translating for fellow learners. She continues to use her French outside of the classroom, and as part of the Careers in Education program here at Kingswood, she plans to become a French teacher. Quite possibly, she will have my job someday. She obtained a silver medal on the Avant Stamp test, earning the New Hampshire State Seal of Biliteracy last year as a junior. Most remarkable to me, her teacher of 5 levels, and as her task teacher for the past 4 years, is her tremendous growth and self-confidence. With a determined demeanor by nature, both in the classroom and on the sports field, she has risen to every challenge. She will be missed. The Excellence in French Award goes to Avery Gregory.
The next award is for Academic Excellence in Spanish. This student has demonstrated both interest and excellence in Spanish, in the Spanish language. During his 4 years at Kingswood, he completed all of our upper level Spanish offerings, scored an intermediate high level on our language proficiency test, the Avant Stamp test. He earned the Silver Seal of Biliteracy during his junior year, and then improved and earned the Gold Seal during his senior year. He proved to be a leader both inside and outside of the classroom. Throughout his time in the program, he's been engaged in class, asking questions, showing enthusiasm for learning a second language and culture. Not only has the student demonstrated high achievement in the Spanish language, but also demonstrated engagement and interest in traveling and learning about different cultures. He participated in our Spanish trip to Puerto Rico and excelled in activities such as interacting with his homestay family and making the most of those amazing opportunities. His willingness to engage in activities and go with the flow allowed him to truly immerse himself and learn about another culture on a deeper level. The Excellence in Spanish Award goes to Caden Lang.
privilege to introduce our principal, Mr. Paul Famulari.
Good evening, everyone. Before we get started, I just want to acknowledge the hard work and creativity and ingenuity of Ms. Neeler, who was the inspiration behind this table tonight, including all of the awards. If you've been to an awards ceremony in the past, you've probably noticed that each department has their own unique award, whether it's an engraved plaque or some sort of crystal. This year, unfortunately, we weren't able to do that because right around the time we started planning this event, we were challenged with a budget freeze. So one of the things that Ms. Neeler is great for is thinking on the fly. And she said, you know, I do these mugs for my ski team. Why don't we just do it for all the award recipients? All it took was a little extra engraving and some creativity to find the means to pay for these. So I want to acknowledge her work on this night. That being said, and in light of the current budget challenges we face, Jen, you got like 6 of these things tonight, so I'm gonna need to reclaim a couple. If I catch you selling hot cocoa out of the back of a van at MIT. Right. Anyway, the last 2 awards tonight are the principal awards, and the only static qualification for this award is that it goes to seniors. When I was tasked with this last year, I talked with Mr. Charlin. We put our heads together and started piling through the assortment of names, and it's tough to whittle down, especially this year, a class that I have come to know for the last 4 years. It's hard to whittle that down 160 some odd names to 2. And you can factor in things like GPA, your varsity letter, how many performances you had on the stage, your SAT scores, or where eventually you get accepted or where you're going on to after this building. But the one thing that I like to use and that Mr. Charlin helps me with is your reputation. Not the one that you walked in the door with 4 years ago, but the one you walk out with next month. And suddenly, the herd became a little easier to thin. Not entirely easy, but it became a little bit more crystal clear to me. And one of the things that I did to help further narrow down my selections was to poll your teachers. Teachers you've had all year, some of which you've had more than one occasion, and some of whom were your task teacher. And here's what our first recipient will leave behind as their reputation. An amazing student and a key role model. Such positive energy and a determination to always be better than he was the day before. A hard worker who really came into his own as an upperclassman. A great contributor and a reliable student, the kind that every teacher would like to duplicate. The perfect combination of wit, intelligence, and kindness. Such a pleasure to have in class. Warm and welcoming to all of his peers. Always produces quality work because of his diligence and desire to do well. He always just keeps on working and does what is right and what is good. Our first recipient of the 2025 Principals Award is Noah Layton. Our second recipient had this said about her. One of the most engaged and motivated students. She keeps going and learning and does not give up. Exemplifies the kind of student we want in our classroom. A very conscientious student. Always happy to assist her fellow students. Always asked thoughtful questions in an effort to have a deeper understanding. A person who looks at the positive of every situation. Works hard and always wants to ensure that she has done her very best work. holds herself to a high standard and rises to meet that challenge. A hardworking student who has a positive outlook on all that she does. Our second recipient of the 2025 Principal Award is Jalen Lovering. And I would like to call back up Mr. Scott Giesler.
One more big round of applause for all our recipients tonight. Congratulations, all of you. This time next week, we will have the scholarship awards back here in the auditorium. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. That's definitely going to get me in his office tomorrow morning. So thank you all for coming out this evening. Have a good rest of your evening. Drive safely. Thank you.